So welcome to our Mind the Moment's Thursday morning gathering brought to you by Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare and Tufts Health Plan. This is a place where we invite experienced mindfulness instructors to speak with us about what mindfulness means to them and to discuss as a community how we can incorporate these practices into our daily lives. I'm Suzanne Rowe Palacino, and I'm delighted to be here this morning, as most days on Thursdays, with Tara Healey, founder of Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare's mindfulness program. So good morning to you, Tara.
Well, good morning, Suzanne, and welcome everyone. Nice to see all of you joining.
Wonderful to have you all here this morning. And today, Tara will start us off with a question for the group, as we usually do, and then she'll share some words with us and then lead us in a guided practice. And I would guide you to our chat, so you can go to the bottom of the screen and open up the chat. And you're welcome to click on the blue drop-down menu that gives you the opportunity to choose everyone, and you can see the comments coming in as folks share. And just one reminder that we've been reminding folks is about the Peak Mind Challenge is continuing until June 10th. So there will be a video shared on YouTube this afternoon at noontime. So you can go ahead and check that out, check out our YouTube page. And also I'll put in the Peak Mind Challenge link into the chat, so people will have that. I'll put that in later at the end of the session. All right, so Tara, what is our question for?
Yeah, so Suzanne and I were talking a little bit earlier this morning just about how much unsettledness and fear, and I mean, there's so much uncertainty. And last night or yesterday, another more gun violence in Oklahoma. I just feel like sometimes this sense of helplessness, like, what can we possibly do? And one of the things that continues to feel really important to me is to be sort of showing up for what's happening within us and how we're responding and how that feels physically in our body. So today I will be leading us through a body scan. But before that, I wanted to ask more about self-care. And what is one thing that you could commit to today, and maybe it's something that you do anyway, that supports your overall well-being, that really just brings you a sense of ease and peace and even joy, perhaps. And Suzanne, we'll start with you and give folks time to write down, what they could do today. And how about if you begin? And I'll also, yeah.
Yeah. So thanks, Tara. I'm just feeling like I'm going to do a session of yoga this morning, because I'm just needing that for my own body, and also just for the settledness that provides me.
Mm-hmm.
And I've also decided that I'm really not going to check the news today. There are times when I just feel like I need to step away from it, and
yeah,
those days. So I feel like that's really going to support me today.
Yeah, no, that sounds good. I think, for me, there's this feeling of not wanting to get too used to these things, where we start to almost get numb to what's happening, and balance that also with a kind of care for ourselves. And so for me today, I'm also going to do a session of yoga. And I woke up feeling like I need to stretch and move my body today. And I think, the other thing that is incredibly supportive to me always is chatting with my sister. And so I'll do that as well. Yeah.
Yeah. both.
Yeah. So let's see what has come in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The mindfulness sessions help. Working in my garden, doing
Yeah.
other hobbies. Don't watch the news over the weekend, just have a break. Yeah. Elderly mom and grandchildren. Yeah. Spending time.
Mm,
Yeah. Spend some
yeah.
time nurturing my gardens, listening to an audiobook. Feel the fear for a few moments and visualize a big stop sign, which means I will not let fear rule me. And go into deep breaths, saying a hopeful affirmation such as all is well. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Really good things.
yeah. It's really a balance, right? Right. I mean, I think often of not indulging too much in the doom scrolling or, and yet also being aware of what's happening in the world and really being able to kind of, hold that in a particular way, because I think energetically it's impacting us anyway, so
Mhm.
to feel it in the body, come out of the narrative in the head, and to allow ourselves to feel, because I think we store a lot of the feelings of uncertainty and fear and grief and the whole thing. You know we're in such a just a really challenging time historically for so many reasons, and as we care for ourselves, that's going to help us to show up in the world and care for others as well. So I am just delighted that so many of you are here this morning and continue doing this work as a community, because it's very hard to do alone. Um, and I hope for those of you that are doing the challenge that that's working out well, and to know that if you haven't started, you can actually start anytime. Um, and there'll be a full playlist that will be available when it kind of officially ends. And yeah, so on that note, as I said, I want to lead us in a body scan this morning. And it'll be about 12 minutes, similar to what Dr. Jha talks about in her book in terms of effectiveness. So let's go ahead and settle into a posture that feels like it's going to serve you best this morning. And that could be sitting or standing. Always know that standing is a fine posture if you want to do that, but whatever feels like it's going to be most supportive, and your eyes can be open or closed. If you decide to keep the eyes open, just gaze downward a little bit to help remove peripheral distraction, but either eyes open or closed. And on your own, take 2 deep breaths as a way to settle any surface tension from the activity of your day so far. Make that exhalation a little bit longer than the inhalation. And see if you can surrender your weight into the support of the surface, into the support of the earth, yet maintain a spine that is straight but not stiff. So you're holding your body in a way that's upright and engaged, yet at the same time, relax to the degree that you can, softening the body around the spine, dropping the shoulders, relaxing the jaw, and making any micro movements so that you feel that you're holding yourself in a way that is stable, engaged, relaxed to the degree that you can in this moment. And let's first begin with a noticing of sound. So sound that happens to be in the room that you're in, or perhaps outside. Just engaging hearing without labeling what it is that's making it. Just hearing and staying with sound for just a moment. Letting it serve as an anchor. And releasing sound and allowing it to remain as it will, not a problem. Beginning to bring the awareness back inward to a more narrow focus of whole body. And we'll bring awareness now to the very top of the head. So narrowing that focus, isolating this region of the body. Notice sensation or lack of sensation. The very top of the head. Beginning to move awareness down over the sides of the head, including the ears, both the left and the right. Bringing awareness around to the back of the head. And so we have the top and the sides and the back of the head, and noticing sensation or lack of sensation. Bringing awareness now to the face, and let's start with the forehead. Softening and smoothing, releasing to the degree that you're able, and noticing what's there. And doing the same now with the eyes, the nose, the mouth, including the lips and the tongue, the cheeks and the jaw, chin, holding the face in your field of awareness, softening and noticing sensation or lack of sensation. And bringing awareness down to the neck, to the throat and the sides and the back of the neck. And coming down now over the shoulders, both the left and the right. And releasing, lowering. Noticing sensation or lack of sensation in the shoulders. So isolating this part of the body. And then moving awareness now to the upper arms, elbows, forearms, and hands. So holding both the left and the right, arms, hands, fingers, in your field of awareness, receiving sensation or noticing lack of sensation. You could even be aware of the contact with the clothes on your arms or another part of your body. If your hands are on your thighs, simply aware of that point of contact. And releasing that and moving now to the torso. So the front of the body, the back of the body, internally. Holding and isolating this region of your body. And softening to the degree that you can. Noticing what's there. Perhaps the beat of the heart or a point of contact with the surface that you're on. And releasing that. And moving now to the thighs, so upper legs, both the left and the right, including the hips. Isolating this region of the body. Softening to the degree that you can. Receiving sensation, perhaps a point of contact, the clothes against the skin, or something else. And bringing awareness to the knees, so both the left and the right, isolating this region of the body. In your field of awareness and noticing what's there. And releasing. And moving down now to the calves and the shins, the lower leg. And noticing and receiving sensation or lack of sensation is also something to be aware of. Just highlighting this area with your attention. And moving now to the feet. So the heels, the soles of the feet, the top of the feet, the toes, both the left and the right side. And noticing sensation or lack of sensation. And releasing that. Coming back now to where we started with whole body awareness. So you're widening that field of awareness just a bit from more isolated parts of the body to now full wide angle lens over the whole body. And noticing what's being offered, what sensations are you aware of? Any particular areas in the body that are calling for your attention? And moving attention, moving your awareness to that particular part of the body that seems to be calling out the most, and softening, receiving. And as you feel ready, begin to connect with the rhythm of your breath. So breathing in and breathing out. The wisdom of the body knows exactly how to do this. We don't have to in any way force our breath. So the central nervous system takes over there. So all you're doing is really just tracking the in-breath and tracking the out-breath. You know, wherever in your body that sensation feels strongest. So that could be almost, you might be noticing the whole body on each breath, or it could be a more narrow focus for just the next minute or so. And as you feel ready, if your eyes were closed, you can go ahead and open them at a pace that feels okay for you. And as always, take a moment to just take in your surroundings, just, reconnect with the space that you're in, perhaps do a little bit of a stretch. And just, the one thing that I feel like is so valuable in the body scan is this, especially with difficult emotions, the importance of acknowledging the difficult emotion, watching the narrative in the head around it, and then coming into the body. So you're not resisting or distracting yourself, but you're actually turning toward whatever it is, whether it's, and you don't have to nail it perfectly, like, oh, that's grief I'm feeling, or that's anxiety, or that's fear. It could be just emotion. An emotion is present, thinking about, and come into the body. So, yeah, I feel like the body scan is so valuable, especially in the times that we're in. So Suzanne, it looks like you were about to say something. I didn't mean to interrupt, but okay.
No, not at all. Just thank you for it. I think it's very timely, like you said.
Yeah, and I mean, anyone that has, questions or wants to share how that experience was moving through the body, given the difficulty of the world that we're living in right now, with so much happening. I would love to hear. And also, if anybody is doing the challenge and they want to share the experience of that. And if you're doing the challenge and want to count today as your 12 minutes, then that's totally fine too. Mm-hmm. And I think the 12 at 12, I think, is going to be me again, because we're trying to time it with who's ever leading the practice. I think, I'm not sure, but yeah. So any comments or thoughts or observations about how folks are feeling, what you're doing to help yourself, anything like that? We've got a couple minutes, so.
I like what Teresa has shared about journaling, and that it helps for her to write things down in her journal.
Oh yeah.
To them, move them. It kind of it gives yourself a way to have your emotions outside of your body, just so you can understand them a little bit more. I really like that.
Yeah.
And
yeah. I think I love that too. There's something that feels important about, like, speaking or writing it, mm-hmm. And because you're acknowledging it.
Yeah.
And the music part too.
Javier, listening to music, that's something that many times when I'm driving, I in the past really like to listen to the news, but I've been totally making that transition. I have a feel good playlist on my phone, and that's something that
yeah, completely. I know music has been so helpful to me lately. When there's an option to news or music, and to go with the music, or a podcast that is, interesting, that's also been good. Let's see.
Yeah, Jamie's mentioned that they've enjoyed
the
daily videos.
Oh.
So
thank you, Jamie.
To watch them at any time.
Yeah, that's the beauty, right? Like, they're released 12 minutes at 12 noon, but they can be watched anytime. Yeah, focusing on the body, Sarah. Yeah. It's really amazing. I recently had an MRI where you go, like, in the tube, and focusing on my body is just what helped me through it. Really feeling the impact of being in there. So from medical procedures to driving in traffic to difficult conversations, staying connected with the body is so important.
Mm. I like that Sandy does coloring.
Oh, yeah. Love that.
It can be a great practice. That's something that I feel like sometimes folks that don't meditate don't meditate in the formal way. That's their way of through art. It can be such a meditative process. So
yeah, completely. And I know, a lot of people don't think of themselves like as quote artists, but that's something which I haven't dabbled in, but I'm like, why not? I mean, I'm learning to play the guitar. So I'm like, well, maybe I can dabble in color a little bit. And Teresa, thanks for mentioning that, that it's helpful to hear that, that folks are enjoying it and that it can be watched anytime, we're really, and then that list will always be available.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, jigsaw puzzles as well.
Yeah,
I did a lot of those during the peak of the lockdown, and I haven't gone back to that. So I really like that.
I do too. It's sort of like this kind of old-fashioned thing that never really went away, and it's I think it came back in the pandemic, definitely.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll go ahead and share the link to the
to
the challenge.
And no, anybody can do this at any time, that and we'll probably, I don't know what we're going to do once we have this, playlist of a month of 12-minute guided meditations. We'll probably do other things with it. Maybe we'll do shorter challenges. But mostly we're basing it on Amishi's research, which is 12 minutes, 5 days a week for a month, is where they started to see some results.
Yeah. Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you to you, Tara, for leading us in a wonderful practice this morning. And I wish you all a very peaceful and enjoyable weekend.
Yeah.
And Cal Juilliard will be with us on Tuesday. So looking forward.
Cal is wonderful. For anybody that has been with Cal in practice here, he's great.
Yeah, absolutely. Telling myself to find my flashlight. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Yes.
All right. Well, everyone, have a good rest of your day, and
and enjoy the weekend. Coming right up.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you all soon.